Fantasy Football Show is on the air once again. We're delighted to have you with us. And we got a full house here because, well, including myself, we can only have up to 6 people in the stream at the time. My name is Tim McClellan. Thanks for making us part of your week. Let me introduce everyone. The guy next to me over here, that's our league commissioner, Mr. John Natale.
Hello.
And further over that way, next to Natale, is our good friend who hasn't made many appearances on our show. He is a part of our league, and he is, of course, a die-hard Raven fan because he pretty much practically lives in Baltimore. Our good friend Marty Bingle.
What's good, folks? How you doing?
All right, doing okay. The guy below me right here, our 2-time league champion, Mr. Will Medina.
And I'm going for 3, motherfuckers. And thanks to Derrick Henry, I ain't got to hear nothing more about no goddamn Patriots going to no goddamn Super Bowl.
Yep. And, of course, the guy that's kind of over here a bit.
As he should be.
I kind of feel bad. I kind of feel bad for him. It's our good friend from down in Louisiana. It's Cedric Witherspoon Jr.
So it was good.
Yeah, he's here. But he's still representing the Who Dat Nation, even though they got bounced from the playoffs. They're still strong. And last but not least, our good friend over here who does the Hooked on Sports over on Spotify, Mr. John Flynn.
Hey, what's up, guys?
All right. This is going to be a very, very interesting show. I haven't had this many people at one time. So before we get to the games, I got a couple of topics to talk about. First of all, yesterday at 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. on the East Coast, we officially introduced Mike McCarthy as the new head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Anybody got comments on that?
Yeah, fantastic signing by them.
Good move.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Cowboys are in the Super Bowl conversation next year. A sensational hire. It's a win. It's a win now move. The Cowboys have a talented roster, offensively and defensively. I think Jerry Jones needs to go big. He needed to give some power to his head coach, and he absolutely did that. And how about the assistants that he's got? John Fossil, I believe, as his special teams coordinator. Mike Nolan comes in to run the defense. He's a very good defensive mind, allowing Kellen Moore to stay in as offensive coordinator. That's a pretty dang good coaching staff, if you ask me.
Yeah, I would definitely think so. Now, I heard a lot of these reporters on ESPN and Fox Sports and all that. I heard a lot of people saying this was not exactly a sexy hire. Look, let me tell you guys something. If I wanted a sexy hire, I'd go get a Playboy Playmate, get her headset, get her clipboard, and say, there you go.
There you go.
See, that's my idea of a sexy hire. Hey,
yes.
We don't need a sexy hire. We just need a coach that can get the job done. He did it in Green Bay. I believe he'll do it in Dallas.
Yeah. Dallas
and by the way,
due for a ring.
And by the way, he did win that Super Bowl when that Super Bowl was at AT&T Stadium a few years ago. Mm-hmm. So why not? Get another one for AT&T Stadium, but this time for the Cowboys.
Just got to get there.
Yep. And what else did I go on? I can't remember. We were talking about the Mike McCarthy thing. And
yep.
And then the Matt Rule thing happened.
Yes. Matt Rule. He's
the new head coach of the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, he did a great job at Baylor last 3 years, and I guess he decided to step up to the big leagues. So good luck to Matt Rule on that one.
Yeah, the Giants are hiring too.
Yeah, the Giants did get their new head coach, right?
Very,
Yep.
very strange choice.
And who was it again?
Joe Judge.
Joe
Joe
Judge.
Joe
freaking
Judge.
Judge.
Who is
What
really
kind of-
John Flynn's
what kind of
brother,
name is
with
Joe
the distant
Judge?
relative that he has. The
The only,
bastard.
I'll say the only judge that belongs in New York is Aaron Judge.
Bingo.
I would definitely agree on that.
Yeah.
So
But I think, because I know everybody is bashing the Joe Judge hire, and in partial ways, myself included. But it was special teams guys it's like Joe Judge did. That they got to incorporate everybody. That you have to handle blocking, tackling. You have to cover kicks. And an
Yeah.
interesting thing that Joe Judge said in the press conference, like, if you can control the line of scrimmage and running the ball, that's a good sign that teams are built to win games. And that sounded a little bit like Mike Vrabel did, or has been the last couple of years with the Titans, and we're going to get into the Titans-Ravens game in a little bit. So, but he reminds me a little somewhat a little bit of Tom Coughlin in terms of like his no-nonsense attitude. Will it apply to the 2020s? We'll see, but it's very. But I'm fascinated by this hire.
And what's even more crazy is they're looking into Freddie Kitchens as their assistant coach.
No.
Oh no!
Take his
Hell no.
no.
If they do that, don't even expect them to be in the playoffs next year. No way.
If,
Not
if I'm wrong, I'll eat my words, but I doubt it.
So, but this was an interesting swirling around that there was an interesting idea that Jason Garrett comes in as the offensive coordinator. That I don't mind because I think Jason Garrett is better as an offensive coordinator than he is a head coach.
Right.
That I don't mind.
Oh
Right.
no. Objection. Hell no.
At least he could lead a team to a victory.
Yeah, clap
Yeah,
along
while
for the
fat ass
Cubs.
while his fat ass is still in catering. Okay, next.
Actually, preferably, I think I'd rather see Freddie Kitchens play in the XFL, which of course will be starting up a little later this year.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, we almost forgot about that. Hopefully, he will not be Hopefully, he will not be coaching the Dallas Renegades. So
Wait for it. Just wait
yeah.
for it.
we'll wait for it. We'll see what happens. Well, anyway, those are pretty much the top stories from this week so far. Before we get into this week's divisional round games, guys, I gotta ask you something. Have you ever seen a wild card weekend that was as wild as what we saw last week?
No.
That was
Never.
crazy.
That was the craziest
Like 1 in
wildcard
3.
weekend I've ever seen.
Yeah, that wild card weekend was so wild. I went
How wild
for-
was it?
I went 0 for 4 in the picks.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen often.
I went
Yeah.
1-3 against the spread, and officially clinched a losing season in games against the spread.
Uh-huh.
Ugh.
Yeah, take a look back here. I still got my notes from last week here.
When I got
We
rid of
all-
the Seahawks.
We all picked
Oh, sorry.
Buffalo. We all pretty much picked Buffalo, but Houston just they toughed it out in the end.
Deshaun Watson was fantastic in the second half and in overtime too.
How did Deshaun Watson escape that tackle? I mean, that guy was dead to rights,
Right.
and then throws a spectacular catch to make a first down. That was the play of the game.
Yeah, it
See, here's
was.
the thing. Here's
That
the thing.
was the play of the game.
Watson, he's a badass. You can't sleep on the man.
Yeah.
He's been making plays. Regular season, he makes some things happen. Shook
Yeah,
off
he
2
does.
defenders. Shit.
He showed me something, and that helped Houston move on. Then, of course, I remember Natalia and myself, we picked New England to win, but the Tennessee Titans shot the world.
Yeah, I'm happy to be wrong on that one.
Did. Yes, they did.
Actually, that is a pick that I am happy that I lost out on because I think we've had enough of New
Me
England.
too.
And before we move a little further, is this the end? Is this the end?
I think so.
Yes.
I think this is the end.
Yes.
I think this is the end, honestly.
Of Brady's career, I could see him playing either in LA with the Chargers or in Vegas with the Raiders. But I think in terms of like Belichick and Brady together in their dominance and what we used to see them doing, I don't think so.
Yeah, that's the end of that.
I'm saying no too. Why would he end his career on an interception?
A pick,
On a pick six, nonetheless. A pick six.
A pick six.
A pick six to possibly end his time in New England. That is probably one of the worst ways to go out.
So, but I mean, I think to be fair, guys, and I said this on last week's podcast, and this was why I picked Tennessee to pick New England. Tennessee was my Cinderella team all year. The Tennessee Titans, ever since Ryan Tannehill took over starting quarterback, they've been as competitive a team, as tough a team as there's been in the NFL. There's no question about that.
And yet your silver shoes had them win, right, Flynn?
I picked Tennessee to beat New England.
Most of us did, right? Yes.
Yeah, the majority of us did.
Yeah, Flynn, Medina, and Cedric, they all went with Tennessee. Of course, Natalia and myself picked New England. But hey, not by New England. Maybe so long, Tom Brady.
Maybe a decade.
And then in the next game, we all picked New Orleans to win. What happened there?
What happened?
I'll tell you what happened. Two things.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here we go.
Two things
Go ahead,
happened.
Cedric.
Number one, Drew Brees did the unthinkable. He played poorly. He made poor decisions. He was thinking about the record. He was thinking about breaking records.
Yeah.
That's what going on. Then threw interceptions when you weren't supposed to and fumbled at the worst time. What could have been a TD on that drive?
Yeah.
There's two ways. The Saints screwed themselves.
Yeah.
They had two chances to win. One Lutz with the field goal at 43. And then he fumbled another 30. That's what killed it. Poor Taysom Hill. He had a game there.
And also think too about the clock management by Sean Payton, because Alvin Kamara not going out of bounds on that first down play when he clearly had a path to out of bounds, and that ran off a lot of clock, and I think that cost the Saints a chance to really score a touchdown on that drive, which ultimately ended on a field goal to send the game to overtime. But this is one of the criticisms I have, and I wish the NFL and the owners would change. I don't think there should be the coin flip should decide the game, and we saw this in the AFC Championship game last year. We saw this in the New England Atlanta Super Bowl. I think the NFL should incorporate the college overtime rules into the play of the NFL.
I agree.
Have both teams possess the ball no matter what in overtime.
That's what I say. I've been saying that for.
And I'm going to say that on my podcast tomorrow.
All right, we'll be looking forward to that.
You could do that. All right, next wild card game.
Next one. And the next one, it seemed like our man Natalia knew something that everybody else didn't, because the Seahawks knocked out the Eagles, so no more Fly Eagles Fly for the season.
Nope.
It's die, Eagle, die.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, I thought the Eagles had a shot, but then early in the first quarter, Carson Wentz took a nasty hit.
They just give you lots of bags. That's why I'm getting the higher thing.
Then in comes Josh McCown. Okay, I give the old man credit. He came to play, but unfortunately, it wasn't enough.
No, and of course I have to hand on my heart, because Josh McCown happens to be an old friend of mine from Jacksonville, Texas, where I grew up. He was a star quarterback for our high school team, and I don't know if he'll want to play one more time, because yes, he is 40 years old, but I don't know. Whatever Josh does, I wish him well.
And hopefully he gets a ring before he retires.
Right.
Maybe. It would be nice.
And it was his first appearance in a playoff game too, after all these years being with bad teams. Like remember the Bears and when Aaron Rodgers came back week 17 and threw that touchdown to Randall Cobb on 4th and 8, and then he had I believe it was a 2-year deal with Tampa Bay that didn't work out. And he's moved around a bunch of times.
Yeah, first playoff appearance in his 17-year career.
Yeah.
Wow.
He didn't have no interceptions either. He did his thing. No interceptions. I give him props.
He did.
And I also think it's worth noting too, and this goes all the way back to draft night. Why was DK Metcalf picked in that draft? He is an absolute stud at the wide receiver position. He was sensational on Sunday night. Like 7 catches, 160 yards, a touchdown, and he torched Philadelphia secondary. Although it was decimated with injuries, just like the rest of the team. But I was begging the Giants to take DK Metcalf at 17, and you saw why.
They fell asleep on him. They didn't think he was going to be good. Look what happened. They fell asleep on him.
Yeah. But now all that now brings us to this coming weekend. Is divisional round. 8 more. We got 8 teams. 8 teams left. 4 will advance. So I say we go ahead and get the real deal started right here. We'll start with the 2 Saturday games. First one will be airing on NBC, 5:35 on the East Coast. Minnesota Vikings against the San Francisco 49ers. It'll be at Levi's Stadium. And the Niners have a 7-point advantage. It's Niners by 7. I'm going to go down the line. Go ahead to Mr. John Natali over here. What you got?
Yeah, this one is probably a pretty clear, straightforward winner here. Vikings actually got lucky. I don't know how they won last time. Had to end on a controversial play. There's definitely not going to be any controversy here. The 49ers clearly have the better offense, clearly have the better defense. They're going to blow the Vikings out of water. And Nels is going to lose the bet. He's going to have to wear a 49ers shirt. So,
oh, boy, I would love to see that.
Give me the 49ers 45-20.
Oh, 45-20. Natalia's got the 49ers. Bingo, what say you?
First off, for those who don't understand the context of what Natalie over here just said, Will over here, I think, posted in our fantasy football chat, what was it, yesterday? Or was it the day before, that if Nels lost, he had to wear a 49er shirt. And you know what? I think he's going to have to.
It was yesterday.
He's going to have to. Because, like Natalie said, okay, the 49ers are a much better team offensively, defensively, just an overall better team than the Vikings. Nels, don't be coming bitching to me later. This is your own good. I'm just saying.
You know it's going to happen. You know it's going to happen.
He knows it's going to happen. He just doesn't want to admit it. He just does not want to admit that his Vikings are going to lose. And they are. They're going to lose. Because, let's face it, Jimmy Garoppolo's been one of the best quarterbacks in the NFC all year. And I think he's going to step up against these Vikings. 1987, what now? Anyway, final score, I think the 49ers are going to blow them out of the water. I'm going to say the 49ers 34-10.
That definitely sounds like a blowout to me. So Bengals got the Niners going 34-10 on the Vikings. So Champ, what do you say?
Before we even think about saying what's going, hold on. You see that right there? You see that right there? You know what that means? He's going to throw 4 touchdowns. That's right. My Jimmy Garoppolo jersey right there.
Nice.
Let me tell y'all something. I don't want to hear nothing about, Adam Thielen got hurt in practice. He ain't going to play. Stephon Diggs is going to play. That illness is going to probably break him a little bit. Who gives a shit? Now, to go to Cedric That was an OPI, my friend, but that's going to haunt you for the next year. So just put that out there.
God
But
damn it.
I think the Vikings, they're going to have a tough time against the defense now that Quad Alexander, D Ford, and Jankowski are back on defense. So we have all 11 of our starters back. Mike Person, one of our right guards, is back. So there's nothing to be said. And Nels, if you ever watch this broadcast, hear me when I say this. I don't like that. And that's why the Vikings won't like this score. 42-6. Niners are going to the conference championship.
So if Adam Thielen was playing, I would have taken the point. I was San Francisco was gonna win the game either way, but I think Mike Zimmer is going to keep this game close. I really think that they went out to New Orleans and went on a mission. I think that might translate over into the first half of San Francisco. But I think Kyle Shanahan has done a phenomenal job this year. You mentioned the returns of Quan Alexander and D Ford. I think that San Francisco defense is Super Bowl caliber. I think Jimmy Garoppolo is going to go turnover free, and I think the 49ers are going to win this game 28-17.
All right, we got a 28-17 score from Mr. Flynn going with the Niners. Shedrick, what do you say?
Back-to-back years, my team got hit with a pass interference that didn't go to us. The Vikings will pay for their sins like they paid for their sins against the Eagles in 2017's playoff run. Kirk Cousins is going to do what Kirk Cousins does. He will be the choker against the 49ers. You like that, Els? You like that, Vikings Nation? Because Will Medina's the Jimmy G. Now, take this to Vikings defense. This is Jimmy G throwing TD passes all damn day. And now, as you're watching that, I want to see it happen. I want to see you cry. I want to see them salty tears put in them a cup as I drink it. As I watch the 49ers stomp the shit out your Vikings. The final score, they're going to skunk them bastards. 49-0. You like that, Nels? 49-0.
I don't think it's that big of a blowout, but if that tells you more about San Francisco than Minnesota.
Hold on, Tim.
Wow.
20 years ago, man.
Hold on, Tim.
What happened?
Hold on, Tim. Now, Flynn, you do know we have a three-headed dragon, right?
Yes.
We do have Tevin Coleman. We do have Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson Jr. So stay tuned.
Except I'm picking.
And then you got a three-headed monster in the offense. Yeah, but they got a three-headed monster on offense. Jimmy G, George Kittle, and Matt Breida. I made you out of clay. Every time we go to the Vikings, we score touchdowns all day.
Yeah.
Thank you and good night. Tim, go to you, man.
All right. Well, obviously, I am going to make this a unanimous vote. I'm going with the 49ers, but I actually see this game maybe a little bit closer than what everyone else is saying. I say a late touchdown with about 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. The Vikings will try to come back, but they're going to probably fall short. I'm going with the Niners, 28-21.
So you're calling for a push here. Interesting.
Very interesting.
Minnesota's defense isn't as bad as the four of you are portraying it as. So they do have playmakers on defense, especially Danielle Hunter and company. I think Minnesota will keep it close, but San Francisco will pull away to win and cover.
Hold on. Objection, Joe Judge Lover. They are 16th against the pass in statistics. What are you talking about? 16th against the pass. No way they're going to get flowed over.
No way.
He's hoping for a close one. But let him be.
Well, anyway, Medina, we got a pretty good game there with the Niners and the Vikings. All of us going with the Niners, so we'll just see what happens. And I can't wait to see. If the Vikings, not just for the fact that the Niners could win this one, but for the fact that Nels Snesser would have to wear a 49ers jersey.
I
and,
want to
and
see that
also,
Saturday night. I want to
also,
see it.
and
I want to see
also,
Saturday night.
I'll make him get a glass, put all his tears, cry his tears into a glass, then make him drink it
Just pour some salt in there and you're good. I mean, that's
with
all you really
and with
need.
with no ice, with no ice,
No ice, right? No ice.
no ice.
No ice, just straight.
All right, now let's go to the Saturday night game, 9:15 Eastern on CBS. We have the real surprise team of this year, the team that Flynn said was his favorite in the AFC, Tennessee Titans, going into Baltimore to take on, Marty Bengals' top ranked Baltimore Ravens.
Yep.
And the Ravens are picked by 10 in this game.
Ooh.
Natalie, go.
Yeah, this one is a pretty interesting one. Ryan Tannehill has for the Titans has stepped in place very well for Mariota since he's been hurt. They have a sharp running back in Derrick Henry. They have a pretty good defense as well, but got to give the edge to the MVP here, Lamar Jackson. He's had one hell of a season. While the Tennessee's defense is going to make it interesting, they might make a bit, but he's going to pull through in the end. It's going to be a close one, but give me the Ravens in this one, 34-27.
Ooh.
Right, we got a 34-27 score from Mr. Natali. He's gone with the Ravens. Marty, if you don't mind, we'd like to say you for last on this one because this
That's
is
fine
your
by
Ravens
me.
team we'll talk about.
That's fine by me.
So-
Go right ahead, Will. Go right
Uh,
on ahead.
All
I
right,
got
let's
every
go,
defense. It's
let's
gonna
go-
be good. Go right ahead.
let's go straight to Medina.
Let's see. Everybody's going to say Derrick Henry beat the Patriots, but the real question is, could Derrick Henry beat the Ravens? Hold on. I'm trying to think very hard here. Nope, I don't see it happening. Lamar Jackson, he's like a Madden 2K code. You don't know where the hell he's going. Look how he's performed. Just give this man the MVP right here and now. This guy, I mean, when the Niners lost to the Ravens by 7 points, it only proves that they got better. I guess they don't feel bad about Flacco being in Denver. So with that said, I don't think Tennessee's defense is going to stop Lamar Jackson. Look at the weapons you got: Mark Ingram, Andrews. Whew, I mean, can we get any better than this? So let's be civil. Tennessee, good job, not here. Give me the Ravens 35, Tennessee 22.
All right, interesting score there, 35-22. Natali is riding with the Ravens Nation. Flynn.
Baltimore is going to win this game. I'm taking Tennessee with the point here because I just can't I especially after seeing how Lamar Jackson played against defense like the San Francisco 49ers and the way he was able to be battle tested and how the Niners were able to battle test him. That really showed us a lot about Lamar Jackson, what he can do in close situations. Because it's going to be unseasonably warm in Baltimore on Saturday night with temperatures in the 60s. And so I think this is going to be a grudge match on both sides of the football. I think Tennessee's secondary will keep them in the ball game as well as the running of Derrick Henry. Baltimore's rush defense isn't great, but I still think they'll find ways to get them into a position where they can win. So I think the Baltimore Ravens are going to win this game in overtime, 22-16 over the Tennessee Titans.
Ooh.
And it's going to be
Overtime.
epic. But I think Baltimore
That's a-
is going to win the game.
Ooh, very, very interesting. Overtime possibility. I like that. I like that. Cedric, what do you say?
Well, it's gonna be a slugfest. It's gonna be a slugfest. Tannehill, his career's been resurrected out of the depths of Miami to Tennessee, and Mariota, senior free agency pal, Tannehill's got your job. Derrick Henry, he can run, but the Ravens defense, I'd like to see that happen. Again, playoff time this time, not regular season. And then Lamar Jackson, if you've seen the movie Gemini Man, take Michael Vick, de-age him, you got Lamar Jackson. Because that's what he's doing right there. That man can run, the man can pass, and the crazy thing is, he's still in his early 20s. That kid's going places. He's getting that ring. He's getting that ring. But Tennessee's doing everything they can to try to stop him. But they are going to cover the spread. Final score 41-30. Ravens over the Titans. 41-30.
41-30. All right. Interesting about that. You made a good analogy there with Michael Vick. I would say he's probably almost like what Randall Cunningham was.
Mhm.
Kind of in the same vein of those quarterbacks could really run the ball as well.
And also like what Tennessee was expecting out of Vince Young when he came out of Texas in college, and seeing Vince Young in the BCS national championship game against Southern California back like 15 years ago. That was the expectation Tennessee had of Vince Young. Is exactly what Lamar Jackson is showing right now in Baltimore, and I think it really reflects a lot about the analytics department in Baltimore. I think John Harbaugh has done a fantastic job in terms of allowing analytics to determine what type of game plan Baltimore puts out on a weekly basis, and it's showing this year, and it's a big reason why they went 14-2 during the regular season.
Yeah, I'm interesting. Now, before we go to Bingo with his score in this game, I'm going to pick mine. I'm going to say Derrick Henry's going to try hard, but I'd say he may. I mean, if Derrick Henry can get over 100 yards against this Ravens defense, I will be amazed. But I'm going to see Baltimore, and I say they win by 10 points, 34-24. Baltimore moves on. Okay, Marty, these are your boys. Talk to us.
Yep, they are my boys. 14-2, their best franchise record in franchise history since they moved to Baltimore in 1996. Their best record since they were 13-3 in 2006. Originally, I gotta be honest. Originally, it was kind of a toss-up for me. Originally, because on one side, the home team, the Ravens, you got Lamar Jackson, Mark Ingram, Hollywood Brown, Mark Andrews. On the flip side, you got Ryan Tannehill and you got Derrick Henry. But this defense has been incredible this season, especially with their 12-game win streak, the longest in the NFL this year. This was the longest in Ravens franchise history, dating back to that Super Bowl 2000 season. I mean, what these guys can do is outstanding. And like someone said, I think it was Shedrick that said it, Lamar Jackson's in his early 20s. He just turned 23, I think, yesterday or something like that.
I think a day or two ago.
It was a couple days ago. He just turned 23. What is this telling you about quarterbacks in the NFL right now? They're young, they're poised, and they can do a lot. They can do so much. But with the Ravens defense, I think they can stop Derrick Henry. I really do. I think they can stop Derrick Henry in his tracks. I mean, he beat the 49ers they beat the 49ers a couple weeks ago. They beat Patriots in week 9, which was huge for us. I think the Ravens have got this. I really do. And the fact that they are on home turf, home field advantage for the first time ever, again, since moving to Baltimore in 1996. I think the Ravens have got this one. It's not going to be in overtime, though. But I don't know if it's going to be a blowout. It is going to be close. I will say the Ravens 30 and the Titans 17. My Baltimore Ravens moving on to the AFC Championship.
And you're picking the Ravens to win and cover because the Ravens are 9.5-point favorites.
Yep. Win and cover.
All right.
Case closed.
So it looks like everybody is on the board with the Baltimore Ravens in this particular matchup. Now we're going to go to the two Sunday games. The first one will be at 4:05 Eastern, 3:05 Central. Very interesting matchup in Kansas City. We got the Houston Texans against the Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead Stadium on CBS. I said Kansas City is picked by 10 in this one. So, Natalie, do you see Deshaun Watson moving on, or you think Pat Mahomes here will conquer?
Yeah, this one is actually going to be a very close one. Both teams are strong on both sides of the field, offensively and defensively. I think both offenses are actually going to struggle because both defenses are going to play extremely tough. It's going to be a fight to the finish. It's going to be super close all the way to the fourth quarter. It's going to be so close that I think one team is going to win by just 1 point, and that team is the Kansas City Chiefs. Give me the Chiefs in this one, 21-20.
Oh, that
Okay.
definitely sounds like a very close game right there. Hey, Bingo, what do you say about this game?
Yeah. First off, how did the Texans pull off a 16-0 deficit to come back and win? I thought for sure the Bills were going to get their first playoff win since 1995, but that didn't happen. uh, I was stunned that the Texans pulled out that victory. But the Chiefs have not done well in the playoffs. They haven't. They just have not done well in the playoffs at all. So, I don't know. Then again, you got Patrick Mahomes, one of the best QBs in the AFC this year. Probably second behind Lamar Jackson, in my personal opinion. I think he's going to shine. I really do think that Patrick Mahomes is going to shine on this one. I don't think it's going to be as close as Natalie is, but I think Kansas City is going to do it. I think Kansas City is going to pull it out. But then again, on the flip side, you got Deshaun Watson. How? How did he get through those? How did he get through that defense last week? Like Tim mentioned at the beginning of the show, unbelievable what this guy can do. It's incredible. It's going to be. I know I said it's not going to be close. I think it is. It's going to be close. In fact, it's going to be so close. I think this one's going to overtime. I got to be real. I got to be honest. You got Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes. I think this one's going into overtime, but I think Kansas City might slightly take them to the AFC Championship game. I'm going Kansas City. Final score 31-28.
All right.
In OT.
And overtime, 31-28. Bingo going with Kansas City. All right, Will, what do you say, buddy?
I don't know how Buffalo choked that game against Houston. That still boggles my mind. You had the game and you blow it. Now you have Houston go up against a better team. Houston's not going to get lucky this time. I don't see it. So let's just go 34-27, and let's just hope Patrick Mahomes throws for 3 touchdowns and he rushes one in, because Houston just seems like they skated by, but they're not going to have that much luck go up against an upgraded defense. So 34-27, Kansas City advances.
We got Medina. We have a 34-27 score. Kansas City advancing. Flynn.
So the biggest issue I had with Kansas City before the season was because we saw the Patriots and their talent expose them in last year's AFC Championship game at Arrowhead. So what do the Kansas City Chiefs do in the offseason? What does general manager Brad Veek do in the offseason? He goes out and trades for star Seattle pass rusher Frank Clark. And then he signs Tyrann Mathieu to replace Eric Berry as a safety. And now in the last month of the season, since Kansas City's bye week in Week 12, we're seeing that fruition come into fruition like that. But I think Kansas City is going to win this game because the defense Deshaun Watson saw in Week 6 isn't as bad as isn't as good as it is right now. They've been sensational defensively. And I think Kansas City goes out and they avenge their Week 6 loss, the one before Patrick Mahomes got hurt in Denver. So I think the Chiefs are going to win this game 31-24. So I'm taking the Texans with the points, but I think Kansas City is going to win a sensational game.
I would definitely agree. That would be a great game to see. So Flynn's got the Chiefs winning this one 31-24. Cedric, your thoughts?
Oh, Jesus. Well, I'll tell you this. Both defenses are solid to a point. Whoever's offense fights harder is going to win. Texans side, you got Deshaun Watson. He's 24. He came out of Clemson University. The man can move. For Medina's case, while the Bills ain't won a playoff game in how long? Almost 20 years?
Since
Maybe
since
over that?
1995.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Okay, since I was born. That's bad. Okay, since I was born. That's bad. Anyway, Deshaun Watson, he can pull a rabbit out of his ass. That's how good he is. I mean, the man can move. He can scramble. They can't, if he can't touch him, he can't hurt him. He can make some moves. And then Mahomes, he's like the human cheat code. He keeps throwing it downfield. He's like, fuck it, somebody's open. But I say it goes down with Watson. He's got Hopkins. He's got Fuller. He's got Snead. No, that's Snead. Stills. My bad. And for Mahomes' case, he's got McCoy running back, Damian Williams, the two-headed monster there, McCall Hardman, Robinson, Tyreek Hill. No, yeah, all them dudes. If the Chiefs,
And he forgot Travis Kelce. Good job.
Ah, how can you forget that guy?
I forgot I saved the best for last. Catching Travis Kelce. I saved the best for last. Thank you. I saved the best for last. I said all the
Okay.
dudes. Travis Kelce included. That's the best for last. But they're not going to cover the spread, but it's going to be one hell of a close game. 35-32. Chiefs over the Texans.
Okay.
And also Saturday is the 50th anniversary of the previous Kansas City Super Bowl appearance. So just so you know, they beat the Vikings, and the Vikings were 13-point favorites in that game. They lost by 16.
That's right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. 50 years ago.
50
Wow.
years.
Since they made a Super Bowl appearance, period.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. Well, as long as the Chiefs don't go full read, they got that one. 35-32. Chiefs over the Texans.
Well, I've got the Chiefs winning this on a late field goal. No, not field goal. A late touchdown. Late touchdown with about 5 minutes left in the game. Houston will try to come back, but the Chiefs defense is going to shut them down. I got KC winning this one by a score of 35-28. So it looks like everyone is unanimous once again. Bengals even saying that this game could go to overtime, which probably would not surprise me. And we got one more game to talk about. We have Sunday night on Fox, 7:40 Eastern, 6:40 Central. The Seattle Seahawks heading over to the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. Going to Green Bay to take on the Packers. And the shortest margin of the weekend. The Packers are only picked by 4. Natalie, what do you see in this one?
Yeah, this one is actually a very close one. And yeah, this is the game. This game, I honestly don't think we're going to be unanimous on. We're either going to be split or I'm going to be solo again. So we'll see. This can go either way. Both quarterbacks have a Super Bowl ring, so they're both proven to get the job done. And in fact, this is the only matchup on the schedule, I believe, where both quarterbacks have a Super Bowl ring.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if also not mistaken, I believe this season Aaron Jones was the leading rusher, so that gives the Packers a slight advantage there.
Yep.
On the flip side, I believe Bobby Wagner led the whole NFL in tackles or something, or sacks or something, one of those. So that's what makes it intriguing too, and so difficult to decide. But usually what they say, defense wins games. I'm going to go with the team that has the better defense overall, and I'm going to go with the upset here. I'm going to take the Seattle Seahawks 28-24.
Seattle's the better defense.
Okay.
Seattle's the better defense, you're saying?
I think, in my opinion, yes. Because you got Bobby Wagner.
I
What's
mean,
his name? Well, actually,
so who does Seattle have in its secondary? I say you don't have anybody, any of those big guys anymore.
yeah, I know they lost a guy to injury. Well, they lost that guy. I forget his name, Michael Kendricks. And they have that guy. They have that guy with the crazy hair. That's pretty good. I forget his name.
Sherman.
That guy.
No, not Sherman. Sherman's on the 49ers. No, they have a guy with crazy hair. I forget his name. He's pretty good.
Yes, and his name is Quandre Diggs. And he didn't play against Philadelphia. He was not starting.
No, wait, not that. No, it's not that guy. There's a guy with crazy hair. I forget his name though. I think he's a cornerback or something, or a free safety.
Keandre Diggs. He's a free safety.
Yeah. No, I'm not thinking of.
Wow. So Natali is actually.
But anyway, I think in my opinion, their defense is a little bit better.
Yeah, and he's given us a 28-24 Seattle win in this one. Marty, what say you on this?
Seattle does not have a good defense. They're one of the worst defenses in the NFL. But on the flip side, they have one of the best rushing. They have some of the best rushing in the NFL. On the flip side, you got the Packers, who have struggled in playoff games in Lambeau Field since the early 2000s. I believe they are 5-5 at Lambeau Field in playoff games. I think since 2002, I want to say something like that. But I don't know. The last time I remember these two playing in the playoffs, it was a championship game a couple years ago. Crazy game. I don't think, honestly, it's going to be as crazy this time because they are going to be in Lambeau Field, home of the Green Bay Packers. So, I don't know. I'm kind of undecided on this one. I think the Packers are going to pull it out against the Seahawks. I don't see them having a shot at this one. I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers by a final score of 20-7.
Whoa. Very interesting. Not much scoring I see in that one, according to Bingo. So, Medina, what do you want to say about this game between the Seahawks and the Packers?
It took me 2 days just to look at statistics, Tim. 2 days. And here's the problem for the Green Bay Packers. Aaron Jones has to face Bobby Wagner, KJ Wright, and Jadeveon Clowney. Clowney may be fined against Carson Wentz for that throw because the NFL is now going to take an investigation to see if his hit against Carson Wentz was, well, you get your own conclusion because I'm going to cuss at it. But on the plus side, you do have Aaron Jones, Alan Lazard, Devontae Adams, Jimmy Graham, and Marquez Valdez-Scantling, if I got his last name right. While on the other side, Russell Tricky-Ass Pete Wilson, the Skittles ambassador known as Marshawn Lynch, and DK Metcalf, which John Flynn likes, DK Metcalf, yes. So the only question is, which offense is going to thrive more to the field as opposed to the defense? So I hate to go this route. So my friend Jose, who's a Packers fan, please forgive me what I'm about to say here. Seattle wins in overtime. 35-32. Russell Wilson will find a way to get through that 22 ranked defense of the Packers. So Seattle wins by a field goal in overtime. Jason Myers kicks it. Why do I sound like John Natali for a second? Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Well, that's a first.
Wow, that is a very, very interesting synopsis right there. So Medina's got this one 35-32 going into overtime. Flynn, how do you see this one?
This was the toughest game of the week for me to pick because I love what I've been seeing in Seattle and how they've been battle tested, and now I have Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Jones. But I think here's the difference between past Packers teams and this Packers team that Matt LaFleur's sort of play calling has been about balancing the attack between running and passing. So that's why Aaron Rodgers' stats have been down because you factor in Aaron Jones, you factor in this offensive line, and then you factor in what they're able to do complementary to play football on all sides, offense, defense. The special teams, I'm a little bit concerned about. That might be something that might change the game a little bit. But I have to agree with Marty on this one because I think the Packers have the better team. I think they have the better coach. And it's still a little bit iffy about Seattle's defense. But I think Green Bay is going to win this game 23-21.
All right. So we got a close finish here. 23-21 says Flynn.
So that means two of us have taken Seattle and two of us have taken Green Bay.
Yep.
Okay.
So Cedric.
This may be the game we maybe split on this one. This may be the game. Honestly, Russell Wilson carried the Seattle Seahawks team for most of the season because the man can pull. I mean, the man can make a hole into a housewife. I don't know what else he can do. That's just me. And Aaron Rodgers, yeah, he's still got it too, injuries and all, but he's still going. Between them, it's tough. And then whoever's defense falters first, that's who's going to win. But you know what? I feel like the underdog's going to have their day in Green Bay. But by God, they're going to have to work for that shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably going to go to OT, too. So it's probably an OT. And Russell Wilson's going to pull a miracle touchdown out of nowhere. So final score, 34-28 overtime.
So Cedric's
Seattle
going
over Green Bay.
Cedric's going Seattle 34-28 in overtime. Well, whoever said that we were going to be split down the middle on this game, well, you're absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
I see a close game going neck and neck, back and forth, but give the hometown advantage to Green Bay. Mason Crosby with a late field goal with about 2 minutes or less in the game. I got Green Bay winning 34-27. So, yes, we are all split. It's me, Bengal, and Flynn going with the Pack. While Natalie, Medina, and Witherspoon going with the Seahawks. This is going to be
split.
This is going, yeah. This is the only one where we split because we're all unanimous everywhere else. We all picked the 49ers. We all picked the Ravens. We all picked the Chiefs. And we all got a split decision on this game. And this was very, very difficult for me to pick on this one.
Yep.
But I'll tell you, I mean, like I said, I mean,
hopefully we'll be at least 500 this time.
Yeah. I mean, if this weekend is just like anything we saw last weekend, we're going to have to batten down the hatches on this one.
Yeah, there's only one obvious thing though, so we're all guaranteed to get at least one right.
Yeah.
Yes.
49ers?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Make sure.
Yeah. So, and I mean, the 49ers.
Everything else is fair play.
So among all the favorites in terms of the spread, the only favorite I have covering is the 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a given. That's the given.
Yes. So with me picking Green Bay 23-21, I am taking Seattle with the +4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's going to do it for this CTDF Fantasy Football Show. again, we got some awesome games coming up this weekend. We'll see what happens here. We are getting closer and closer to the big game, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, and
Coming up.
before we wrap up the show, Flynn, you said you got your latest episode of Hooked on Sports on Spotify coming up. You said tomorrow, right?
Yeah. Tomorrow I'm going to record it, and then I'm going to upload it. And so like I'll be talking about the three main coaching hires that happened. I'll recap the wild card weekend. Which, by the way, would you guys agree this was the best wild card weekend ever?
Yes.
I don't know about
absolutely
ever,
agree.
but absolutely. I mean,
So,
I think so.
it was
One
I
of
great.
the
think so.
best. I think.
well,
I think so.
like in terms of intensity, in terms of entertainment, everything.
Yeah, it's right up there.
Yep.
Definitely.
Yep.
There was some shock values. I tell you that much.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'll be diving a little bit into hockey. I haven't done that in a while. I'll be going into the Cubs, who have absolutely no idea what on earth they're doing in terms of an off-season strategy over in baseball. And also, one thing we should do before we close out, because I'll be doing this at the end of my podcast as well. Monday night is the college football playoff national championship, and
That's right.
and
Oh
actually
yeah.
I'm gonna try to make a selection right now, because LSU and Clemson are playing in the championship game in New Orleans, and LSU is a 6-point favorite. So I want to see where you guys think about that front.
I might even take an interest in this one. I mean,
Nah.
that's a pretty good. This Joe Burrow kid, he's amazing. Won pretty much every trophy that a quarterback in college can get, including the Heisman. Um, I can actually see LSU winning this one. I could probably see them winning by a field goal.
Yeah, I could see LSU winning by a touchdown. And granted, Clemson has been terrific all year. They had a sensational Fiesta Bowl win against Ohio State, but I think it's gonna be hard pressed to see that Clemson defense defend Joe Burrow and that tremendous offense. And Ed Orgeron has done a heck of a job in LSU building that culture from the bottom up.
Oh yeah, definitely. Anybody else got anything to say on that one?
Yes, Tim, I got something to say. When the Niners beat the Vikings, Nell's gonna have a ketchup spill, and we're gonna throw that
Yep.
shirt on him.
There you go.
That's all Nels gonna be catching. That's all Nels is gonna be catching all day Saturday.
He's gonna catch some feelings, and then 7 o'clock tomorrow in the New York Stock Exchange, Morton Salt will be up 3 points in the Dow Jones. This one, how you know it is gonna happen?
What?
No. Let's make it more better. I'll tell you like this. Clemson versus LSU. LSU's going to win, but it's going to be close. Field goal. And 2, all the saltines, all the Ritz, and everything that is salty will be sold out of every convenience store at the end of Saturday's game. Want to know why? Because all the salt will be on the outside. Thank you very much.
So no clearance sale? Oh my!
That's no clear. This ain't gonna be no clearance sale. It's gonna be a freaking riot.
Yeah.
They're gonna be putting Kirk Cousins' ass on the grill. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a family barbecue, all right. Ass on the menu.
Well, this is definitely going to be one very interesting weekend for the NFL games on Saturday and Sunday.
Yes.
College national championship game coming up on Monday. This is going to be wonderful, and I hope you people are able to enjoy it. And with that, we're going to wrap up this show for this week. I want to thank my buddies, John Natale, Marty Bingle, Will Medina, John Flynn, Cedric Weatherspoon Jr. Guys, it was a great show. We'll hope to do it again next week. We'll keep you updated.
He's saying is they love us, but yeah.
They do.
Yeah. And to all you people out on YouTube, thanks for watching us. We're going to try to do this again. probably next Wednesday or next Thursday. I will keep everybody posted. So until next time, for my buddies, much love to you guys. My name's Tim McClellan. Thanks for joining us. And always remember, be a good sport. See
Not
ya.
Nels. Not
Take
Nels.
notes, Nels.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. That's it.
Yep.
All right.
All right.
Oh my god.
Whew.